First of all, we want to know how did you find out that you wanted to be a scientist?
Well, I think all children are curious, want to
Yes.
find out how things, and somehow I preserved my curiosity through high school, and then found out about this phenomenon of electricity in our body, So I decided that I want to know more about this, and I had to think about, should I study biology,
Yes.
or should I study physics, electricity, and I decided to study physics, but with the intention to come back later to biology.
Okay. And as I know, you start to study physics, then you continue with medicine, specializing in physiology.
Physiology.
Do you think that if you have started your studies at first in medicine, your professional career as investigators will have been the same?
No, I
No,
think it would
not
have
at
been
all.
different.
Yes? Why?
Well, you see, because it's important what kind of foundation you have, With the foundation in physics, I feel much more comfortable to look at biological phenomena quantitatively, to deal with numbers, to deal with mechanisms. And I think it is easier to learn what you need to know in biology on the basis of a study in physics than the other way around.
To
If
continue
you
with medicine and specializing.
So if you start with medicine or biology, you know a lot about details, facts, but you don't have the kind of theoretical basis to be confident in the kind of model approaches, numerical approaches, which you need or want to do in what's called biophysics, a combination of biology
So in
and
this
physics.
case, it's important the order of the materials.
I think so, yeah.
You
yeah.
think so? Okay. What are the skills that young researchers should have?
Young researchers, if they want to dedicate their life to research, need to have a kind of internal curiosity. There must be a person must have a personality who really wants to dig into a problem,
Yes.
to solve problems,
And never give up. No?
never give up. Always try again, maybe from a little bit different
When you
angle.
have a problem,
Yeah.
it.
You
Not
think
give
about
up.
it all the time, and you try to solve it.
Yes.
And if you have this kind of mind, then you are qualified in one way as a researcher. Of course, then depending on what you want to do, if you want to do more quantitative approaches like I did, you also need some skills in mathematics.
Specific skills. Yes.
Yeah. But the main thing is this kind of attitude. Yeah.
Okay. More than 25 years ago, you received the Nobel Prize for your discovery with ion channels.
Yeah.
How do you analyze the impact on the evolution of your work, in the neuronal physics field over the years?
In what?
In neuronal file over the years.
Yeah.
The evolution and the impact
Evolution of the impact. Well, I mean,
of your work.
I think our work is a very good example for demonstrating that some progress in basic research has impact in applied things, However, after a long time, you see. So when we started, we were interested only in the question of nerve conduction, No, we didn't think of any application in pharmacology or in medicine. We just wanted to find out about what happens,
Related with pharmacology, as you say,
Yeah.
How do you summarize the impact of ion channels in drugs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, once we had established this new technique to measure currents, to study ion channels very precisely, it turned out that these ion channels are very important for drug action. You know, it turned out that many ion channels are targets for drugs, you know. So our technique became a very important technology for the pharma industry, you know, because all substances which may be developed into drugs have to be tested whether they have side effects on ion channels, you know, or I mean, many of the drugs actually act on ion channels, change their behavior, block them, you know, and so it has become very important to study ion channels. This is the way we developed it. Yeah.
And do you think that society is aware enough of the importance of science research?
I think a good portion of population is aware of that, but of course we would like this portion to increase, you know,
Yes.
to have more support and more understanding.
What can I do to improve it?
Yeah, tell about how great science is, you know, and make people aware that actually a lot of our current way of living depends on progress which has come through science, through research. You know, I mean, if we use medicine, a big fraction of this medicine has been developed in the last 20, 30, 40 years on the basis of biomedicine. If we use cell phones, if we use airplanes, if we use computers, all of that would not have been possible without science, you know, a lot of which has been performed long time ago, you know. I mean, all the technology with light, I mean, with lasers and so, is based on findings about the quantum nature of light, you know, which was discovered by Max Planck in 1906, you know, and was discovered in a way which was very far from any application.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Max Planck was interested in studying the radiation of a black body. So, who would think that studying the radiation of a black body will ever be important for say, a laser in a CD player, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And finally, what do you think is the great challenge of neuroscience? The great challenge.
The great challenge of neuroscience, I think, are twofold. One is really understanding what happens in our brain, you know, how our brain is capable of doing what it's capable to do. And the other challenge is the neurological diseases, you know. The fact that still most of the diseases of the brain, say degenerative diseases, Alzheimer, Parkinson, also psychiatric diseases, they are uncurable, you know, and it's a big challenge to find cures. But the reason is that we still lack a lot of basic understanding what happens in the brain. You know? And, unless we understand that better, it's very hard to find medicines. I mean, there may be somebody very lucky running across a substance which really has an effect. You know, this has happened very often in the past, that by chance people found medicines, but to do a targeted approach needs understanding.
Okay, thank you so much, Erwin.
Okay, welcome.